All right, it's finally here. Holy Christ. Okay, so this is like the last bit of boxes I'm gonna open, but yes, these finally came in. The shop that I got it from, I actually ordered 8 boxes. I opened 2 of them because one distro only sent him 2. It did have a 2-star. Unfortunately, I did not record it. It was a 2-star Lisbeth, so that was cool. But yes, the other 6 boxes finally came in through a different distro. At this point, though, the value is kind of lost, so it is what it is. But, I mean, we ordered 8 boxes, right? So, we're just going to go straight into it. Unfortunately, it is just as expected. It is just alt arts that remain, that have retained some value. But even then, a lot of them are dropping pretty hard. SEO as a set is not that strong. So, unfortunately, in terms of the meta, it's not that impactful. It's popular enough of a set that people will probably open as many boxes as or not as many, but they'll open a lot of boxes. And that's fine, right? Obviously, we want the value of the game to be relatively cheap, but that means the value of the cards won't be that high, which kind of sucks. But we'll just get right ahead and started. Rares. Oh, boy. Yeah, at this point, I basically have everything I need. I guess extra Yuis isn't bad. I'm just going for a 2-star, if not like a 3-star and stuff at this point. But I don't know, man. After SAO, it's Black Clover, which Black Clover, I'll probably not really get. I like Black Clover personally, but it's just I need to save for Nikkei. And honestly, it's not as it's kind of an interesting set somewhat. We have our first like negate in the form of like the Asta, but otherwise it's not like an exceptional like I guess red is really a good deck, but we have red decks that are coming that are gonna be a lot better. Like Attack on Titan is coming out this year. For the EN. And, well, that one's a lot better of an aggro deck. Let's just say that. But yeah, that one I'll probably just not get. Oh my god! Ah! Okay, so. Right off the bat, a 2-star. Holy shit. Wow, this is a Silica. This is a Playapina. Oh. So she's a 2-star. This is really ass. Because you can only. You use her just to play Pina. She is Eincred, but you don't even play her in the deck. Oh, the phone wants to, like, focus, but it won't really do it. Oh, there we go. Well, there's our 2-star. I didn't expect to pull a 2-star, but we'll put that on the side for now. Actually, maybe I could just show them like this. The bulk is going to be just such an issue, but I'm probably just going to throw this away anyways. I put the box topper pack on the side, but hey, 2-star. Yeah, this is crazy. Anyways, this Silica is probably only worth like $50 because no one plays her because she's really terrible. You need a Pina in your sideline, which you can get, but it doesn't really accomplish much. I mean, she's a 3K with a draw trigger, which isn't awful, but not a good card. So in terms of playability, really garbage. But hey, 2-star is 2-star, and the signatures look nice. With me getting so many boxes from like different stores, I was expecting not to ever pull anything good, but here we are. And then earlier what I was talking about, the same day as the Black Clover release, it is the, Bleach Volume 2. Now, Bleach Volume 2 is interesting. Purple gets a new build. I've talked about this before. Purple gets a new build in the form of Squad 0. We actually also get to see whether we get the 0-cost Rukia and the 1-cost Orihime. I think it's 1-cost Orihime. Because we were supposed to get it in Volume 1, but then they took it out because of how strong it was in, JP. Which makes sense, but, I mean, hopefully we get it in the Volume 2. Otherwise, it kind of sucks. Green, I think, is honestly probably the best deck of the format, though, for the Bleach. Because they get a new raid Kenpachi. They have a way to, like, recur the other Kenpachi if it dies or something, whatever. And then it, like, they get like, a Toshiro that can, like, get a Toshiro raid, basically, from, like, the sideline or whatever, so. And then Yellow's dog shit because they get I saw the let me do this first. I'm like losing my focus. Yuki. Okay, Elizabeth, I've seen her way too many times. They get a new they get more 2-gens, which is what they lacked in. The problem with the deck was you want to play the Jugrams and technically the Uwatches, but the problem with that is that it's just so ass. Because one, you watch is 6, which means you do have to kind of roll out just to get the 2-gens fast. But 2, you watch really sucks. Right? He's like one of the worst raids I've ever seen in my life. Because theoretically his effect is good, except 2 issues. 1, it strips a raid. It doesn't kill the card, so the base still stays, which means next turn, hey, if they have a, you're playing as JJK, hey, you strip their Sukuna. Anyways, they have a Yuji, I guess, to bounce something else. Or, hey, they have another Sukuna, whether it's the 4 or the 5. So, hey, you have another raid target. That's cool, I guess. Killing has always been the better play, because that way they have to make, like, more moves from their energy line stuff, so it may cause issues, potentially, depending on what their board state is. But when you just leave the base behind, it's, like, cool. They can, like, defend again, or they can just, take a hit, and then they have a free base to, like, raid on again. So, sometimes board states are like, hey, you, for example, Sinon, hey, they don't have a Sinon on the field, but they have a Sinon raid in hand. Guess what? They have to raid the Sinon, but they don't have the base. I stripped their Sinon raid. Guess what? It, they can raid over again, and she has snipe. Which is the second issue with You Watch, because in decks that are fairly raid reliant, it's theoretically good on paper, but the problem is, depending on their effects, it could just help them out. Like, hey, I play against green GGO. Guess what? They just get snipe again, and they just kill me out. That's awesome. Or they, what's another deck? I just mentioned it too. Oh, the JJK, hey, they have more bases to raid on too, so another Yuji, or just another Sukuna if they have it in the hand. It just gives them more options to play through. But the other issue with the You Watch is, funny enough, the way you beat that is literally play cards unrated. You don't get their raid effects, which can suck at times, but hey, guess what? They can't kill any of your raids, because it specifically says, put the top rated card to the sideline, or something like that. So, you lose out, because you can't get rid of bodies with him. And the raid itself, specifically, can only, the other effect of it is, you could choose to sideline a 3k or less. He's a 6 cost, which means realistically, you're not getting him out until like late game, which at that point, everyone's like a 4k. Actually, at that point, everyone's above 3k. They're 3.5 even. You can't kill them. So, guess what? He just sits there. We get a new Basby, though, that does have the ability to reduce BP. But it's too little too late, because we don't have a huge amount of cards that reduce BP. So, it doesn't really do anything. It adds... It's kind of a solution to a problem we had from the start because of how the raid functions for You Watch. But at least the Drew Room is still good, but the You Watch just sucks. I mean, at that point, you just pivot to the Bambi build, which is, I'm pretty sure, recurs her zombies, which is nice, but, you know. But yeah, but then also, we have the Binder Collection coming out in October, I think? Yeah, it's October. And, unfortunately, they only gave colors for purple, green, and blue. So, yellow gets no tools. They're still complete dog shit. And then after... The funny thing is, after Black Clover and Bleach Volume 2, we have basically exactly 1 month before we go straight into Rare Battles. But during the start of the Rare Battles, we actually get JJK Volume 2, which does change some things. There's a better Yuji you can run in the deck, so obviously, I think it's a color trigger too, but I have to double check it. And then Purple Kyoto is playable. It's still not good. It's just playable though. They get the raid Mechamaru in a better Toto, so it's fine. And then the yellow gets like White Rabbit, Max Elephant, so they get better tools for Shikigami. You essentially can play it pure now, and it's really good. Because you have like stronger bodies and stuff to recur. And then they add the Young Gojo Ghetto, which is a new build. It's really mid, to be honest, but it's cool to play them. I'm going to play them regardless, but I know they're going to suck asshole, too. But it's like a little bit more 2-gen, but it's still not that great, because the problem is you're still playing that 6-2 Gojo, which fucking sucks, by the way. Because before, your 2-gens were mostly the Megumis, which aren't doing anything. So you were just basically playing a Megumi, like a Megumi Gojo build, I guess, which really sucks ass because the two don't really mesh together. It's just 2 engines that just kind of just are put together. I don't know. At least that's how I saw it. And then the red color is the new color for the set. It's like the Blood Brothers, so it's like Chozo and stuff. He sucks ass. Who cares? Don't think about it. That deck sucks. But yeah, we get JJK. Volume 2, and I believe it's also part of our next Rare Battles, so that means we'll have 4 Rare Battles for the season. Which is rough, because for those of you who played during that time, you know how rough it probably was if you were playing in most, if not all of them. It's straight rare battles, which means locals are going to be shafted out. So if you're someone who doesn't care about the sets, well, unfortunately, we are going to have no locals for the month, which it's good or bad, I guess. I mean, there's big events are happening, but the way Bandai does it, from what I understand, is that you can only schedule, like, what, 8 events a month or some stupid shit, which I think is one of the dumbest things ever. It's like, wouldn't you want more locals happening? But nah, you can only schedule, like, 8 events a month, which is really stupid, because it's like, why not just hold more if possible? But I don't know, Bandai is really dumb from what I'm understanding, so, but yeah, that's pretty much it for the upcoming stuff. Obviously, after rare battles, we'll have FMA. That'll be a big hype set as well, and that will actually be meta changing. Yeah, it'll be meta changing because yellow is the best color in testing, at least. It's just the best color outright. The Elric brothers and then the Zing Country builds are really strong. Blue is okay. Briggs is like kind of ass when I played it because you kind of have a lack of Brig names, and then it's too reliant on having the Olivier air raid. Not only that, it's reliant on you having a specific setup. You need like 2 AP cards on the field. Olivier attack, she's a 4K, and then she could restand a 2 AP card. But then guess what? If they special or kill your 2Ks, then it doesn't really matter. So, or not 2K, sorry, the 2 AP cards. So yeah, it's really awkward to play. They're also like, I don't know, it just feels too awkward to play, and it's not that good. Theoretically, it's a strong deck, but it requires too much setup for it to be worth it, and other decks just do it faster and better. Like, the Elric brothers are just stomp on it without even trying. And then there's the, okay, what was I gonna say? Let me talk about this first. First, a foil AP. Okay, that's good. 6 boxes, too, that's crazy. So, foil AP and a Sig, that's crazy. And also, they're both silica, that's actually really funny. We'll put that there. But this is great so far. I think the last time I opened like 8. To be fair, I've opened a lot of this set, unfortunately. More than I intended. Because of the whole like delays and stuff. I was afraid that I wouldn't get enough boxes and stuff. So, bought more boxes than I actually wanted to. But, so far it's okay. The values are kind of bad, but it is what it is. But yeah, obviously I won't like the Asuna or the Kirito, but it is what it is. Or Sin on the Alice. But, what was I saying? Oh, yeah. Yeah, Briggs just wants too much to be set up, and it's easily interrupted, which is ass. Because if you don't have the Olivier raid, then the deck just falls apart. The other issue, not really Briggs, but the other color, purple, Homunculus, it's not bad. You do have a new Muzan. Unlike Muzan, you cannot play him until you have 20 in your sideline, which will happen naturally, so it's not that bad. It's just not as good as yellow, to be honest. Yellow just outputs a lot more damage faster. You do have, like, the Envy raids and, like, the Lust, which are really good, but it's not really enough compared to, what the Elrics and, even Zing Country can do. Because Zing Country is just, like, progressively stronger as the game goes on. And then, the Elric brothers are just good throughout the entire game. I guess there is also the other blue deck, the Roy Mustang deck, which is really cool. Ooh, Altart. Actually, kind of need this, but I'm going to wait for the prices to go down because I am playing Goddess, even though that deck is dog shit. I was going to talk about that, but let me finish this first. Yeah, the FMA deck. The other blue deck is Roy Mustang. It's very, 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 very strong. But the way it does is essentially it's just like BP killing. Reduce your BP and then it just kills you. And it does not even kill. Like, you just discard the card and then you can just remove instead of sideline, which is strong. Always strong. And then you have like the Hawkeye raid, which just freely reduces BP as an activated effect. So that's always really strong. But the deck relies too much on having the Mustang raid specifically because his effect is only when attacking. So if you lose your Mustangs, it's really bad. I mean, the Hawkeye raid is still very strong, don't get me wrong, but the Mustang, the fact that it requires him to actually really function is unfortunate. Okay. Whoops, that's a green. Oh yeah, what was I gonna say? Oh yeah, onto the SAO stuff, because we are opening SAO boxes. So blue is outright the best. It plays similar to how Tanjiro and Nezuko does. You rely on the raids to do stuff, but the raids are really strong. Unlike the Tanjiro and Nezuko stuff, the Kirito freely moves stuff, so it's just free. It's just a free once per turn activate effect. And then the Asunas get effects when they're moved outside the movement phase, along with like And so you're basically playing the Asanas to do the most damage. Like, one is like non-raid. She gets like 1k BP and impact if she moves outside her movement phase. Then you have like the raid one, which is just an impactor. So, you know, yeah. But the deck is strong. You can technically just play with just the Kiritos or just the Asanas. It's not like Tanjiro and Nezuko where you need both for the deck to remotely function. You can just technically play one or the other on your board state. If you're not drawing Kiritos or if you're not drawing Asanas, they still work on their own, especially when a lot of the other cards in the build have effects. Like the Elizabeth is like if a card moves outside the movement phase, you can draw a sideline. And then like I said, like the Asanas and stuff, they get effects. Like the other one, like the winner Asana, for example, for the current season, hers is like she just gets like 1k BP if she's moved. So you can just swap her and you have a free 4k for like your turn, I guess. Yeah, it's like the best deck. It's the best deck. And then what else is there? There's like no other good decks in this set. People have talked about ALO. And it's kind of interesting because ALO, for blue specifically, is theoretically a really good deck. It plays fast. Your highest energy gen is 4 in the Kirito, the Elf Kirito, whatever you want to call it. But for the most part, it's 3 gens and lower, which is very easy to accomplish. So the deck is pretty consistent. You're flooding your board with bodies and just attacking your opponent. However, the deck has issues. One, this raid specifically, she does not work as a non-raid. A lot of times you can play cards like Purple Bleach and stuff like, hey, put the 4Ks out, whatever. This is only 35k or 3500. If she's raided, you have 5 more cards in your hand. This card can't be blocked by characters with 4k or more. But the active effect, if on the front line, she bounces a ALO or bounces another character, and then you can choose an ALO affinity and give it 1k, and then it switches them active. It's a good effect, mind you, but she has to be raided. You can't just play her, and the deck does not play a lot of raids. You can't really do a mixed build with the Aincred stuff because like you don't have that many Kirita. You like the 0s and the 4s, I guess, for the stuff, but like it's just kind of weird. It's like awkward synergy, I guess, if you just need a Kirito name and stuff, but if you want to play the raids, but it's not that good, because even the Kirito raids, like, they require, like, Asuna to do, like, most of their effects. Like, the 4 cost from the structure deck requires Asuna to be on the field. You do play an Asuna, you play the 3-2, which is, like, essentially, like, a pseudo-neon, but the problem, actually, I think I pulled it earlier, I can show her really quick. Let me see, this one. This Asuna here is similar to Neon. She's 3-2, so she's 2 AP, but you can basically look at top 4, play a card with fill requiring energy 1 AP cost. So you're going to fulfill the 3 energy costs. So you're going to play something to like the frontline active, which is really good. The problem is, unlike Neon, she can't grab a raid and then raid over something. That's actually the downfall of the deck. If you could raid over something, that'd be great because you have a good amount of Leafas that you play. But the problem is because you can't raid, if you pull a Leafa, you can at least add it to hand and play something else from your hand instead. But the free raid off the Neon is what made it so strong. Because then you can just free raid for like a Gon. Or you can free raid for the Kurapika if you have the energy for it. It's just really strong. That card's still good. You play like 3-4 of her, up to you. But she's a very good card. Yeah, this is the other Kirito I was talking about, the bigger one. This is a 0 cost one, which you do play because he's a 0 whatever, but this is the one you play because you play him and you can play a blue character with 1 or less energy. If you have 5 cards or more, you play with 3 energy or less, which is really good. The deck plays with you having like a large hand size is the thing. So, and you're probably gonna have a large hand size like most of the time, to be honest. You're not really going through your cards that often, but yeah, theoretically the deck is really good, but it struggles against 4Ks. I found in testing, once they put 4Ks up, you're probably going to lose. That's the problem. The deck plays like it wants to be aggro, and it has tools to kind of get over the big 4Ks. Like, it has the World Tree and the Leafa rate specifically. You're able to just boost your BP, which is really nice. But the problem is, it still struggles. It has to do that to get over 4Ks. Otherwise, you're relying on this Kirito to get over the 4Ks. But that's really awkward if they just kill out your, like, Leafa rate specifically, or even your Kirito if you have him out. I mean, he's also non-trigger too, which really sucks ass, but that's not even the main issue. The main issue is just that it struggles in 4Ks. In fact, one of the decks that are theoretically worse, the Yuki deck from Green ALO specifically, that Yuki deck stomps on the blue. Because if they get 8 Yukis in their sideline, the raid Asuna for the deck can't be blocked, basically. So you're basically losing your bigger bodies like the Leaf Raid and stuff, unless you want to take a damage 2 like every turn. So yeah, the deck struggles too much for what it wants to do. It wants to flood bodies. Actually, this one specifically, I should point out. Because this one's just gets all the abilities inherently, by the way. So unlike the shitty Sinon, no, she just gets all her abilities regardless if she's rated. So as your 4 more, when she attacks, draws up to 1. 6 or more during your turn, she gets 1k and damage 2. So she's a 5k damage 2 when they attack. 8 or more, though, this character can't be blocked by a character with 3k or less. So basically, you're either blocking this with a bunch of chumps if you can afford it, or you're going to take 2 damage. And the chumps you're blocking with are going to be 3,500 or higher, which really sucks, because in the late game, you have a bunch of 4Ks. Don't necessarily want to lose those 4Ks for the most part, but, I mean, taking damage too is really rough, depending on what deck you're playing. Which is why Goddess struggles, because Goddess wants to play with low life to activate any of their effects. Actually, I should probably show the Sinon, huh? Did I pull one? Let me go through this really quick just before I talk about it. Green. Okay, the AP. Blah, 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 blah. Let me see if I pulled the Sinon. Yeah, I did. So, this Sinon, first, only during your turn. So, outside of your turn, on your opponent's turn, she's only 3,500. That's the worst part. But it gets worse. 4 or less, when played, she gets sniped. Okay, I get it. Makes it too broken. She's sniped every turn. 3 or less life. This character gains 500, so she's a 4k. 2 or less, you have impact 1. The problem is you're playing dangerously close with low life. And in the game where there's shit tons of impacts and like damage 2s, you can't really afford to play loose with your life in that case. Granted, Goddess does have a lot of nullify impacts in the form of the Leafas. The 0 cost, the 4 cost, and there's another one. I think it's a Leafa also. That's a nullify impact. So you have a lot of that, which is nice. But you're fast and loose with life. All it takes is for your opponent to just special one thing and then push through your board, to be honest. Which is problematic, right? Because in this game, you can't really play low on life necessarily. Yeah, it is like luck-based for the most part, but Goddess just plays too awkwardly for what it wants to do. But yeah, Yuki ALO, still pretty good. Funny enough, though, just pulled the Alice Synthesis. The other build for yellow is Integrity Knights, basically. Your raids are the Alice and the Yu-Gi-Oh! And then you have a Kirito in there, too. That deck, I like it. It's funny and fun to play, but it is so dog shit. The problem with this set in general is that a lot of the stuff is dog shit. And next set, only some of them get a good boost that they need, while everything else doesn't. Like even the Yuki gets like a good boost, and the Sinon gets the biggest boost of all. The blue Asuna Kirito don't really need a boost, but they get some good cards, but everything else is like, no one gives a shit. They don't really get any new tools that make them better. But yeah, the problem with the Integrity Knights is that they want... So Alice can kill on play. The problem is she's a 5 cost, so you do have to Gen 2 in the back at some point. And, which you got like a 3 cost Alice, so it's not awful, but still. The issue, though, is that it's 2k base to kill. If you have a Yu-Gi-Oh! Or a Kirito, on your front line specifically, you can kill a 3k. If you have both, you can kill a 4k. The problem, they have to be on your front line, and there's not a lot of Kiritos. I think in yellow, there's only 4 Kiritos max. It's the 4-2 Kirito with double attack. Actually, I pulled them too, so the worst part, guys, I'm like, the deck's so ass! Let me pull out after I go through these packs. I know I'm probably not going to pull anything here. Yeah, also not right. That's still pretty good. Yeah, this one. So he's a 4-2. It plays set to active. If Yu-Gi-Oh! And Alice are on your front line, it gets double attack. Hey, good, right? He's a 35. I guess making him a 4K make him too broken, but come on. You need Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh! On your front line as it is. That's already really fucking hard. You have a lot of Alice's and Yu-Gi-Oh! Sure, but like, you don't have that many Kiritos. So to get the Alice effect, you need a Kirito, which you don't have a lot of. There's a 0 cost, sure, but still, that doesn't mean that there's a lot of Kiritos. And then to get the Yu-Gi-Oh! To get this effect, you need Alice and Yu-Gi-Oh! On your front line, which really sucks, right? You're not always gonna get that optimal board state where you always have the Alice Yu-Gi-Oh! Stuff in your back line to push up. Because the fact that they have to be in your front line really sucks, and I really hate that mechanic. I guess it would be technically broken if it, like the Alice, for example, was like, if you had the Kirito and Yu-Gi-Oh! On your field, kill a 4K. But that, I think the deck getting that ability wouldn't make it, like, top tier by any means. it's still ass compared to the consistency of like hit and runs with like blue Kirito Asuna, but whatever, man. I don't design games, so maybe I'm like completely wrong. I don't know. Who fucking cares? Well, we've been pulling pretty good so far. I haven't really looked though. I've just been yapping as always. But yeah, Integrity Knight's really garbage right now. Don't really do anything. Yuki ALO, surprisingly strong for what it wants to accomplish. You need like 8 or more Yukis in your grave to really get the effects going, and you do rely on the Asuna raid to do the most heavy lifting, but it's still a pretty good deck, all things considered. And I think that's pretty much all the decks. And then Sinon is Sinon. It's not good. It plays like Kurapika, basically, but maybe a better version of Kurapika because they have like better tools, but it's one of those decks where it needs more support to make them better, but the support made them so unbelievably strong. You have way more consistency with getting your 2 gens out to bump up to 6, and then 7 for the Kirito, 6 for the Sinon, 2nd Kirito. But you have like better Sinons to play and stuff too, so you have like more triggers, and then you have like more consistency. It's just all around better. So, but we won't see the volume 2 until next year anyways. Yeah, but yeah, I guess we'll talk about other sets for a little bit. After FMA, it's it's AOT. So I think Attack on Titan is the next set after. That one's red, just the best deck. It's an aggro deck that, see, unlike every aggro deck that we've played thus far, Red Asteroid has basically been the example for how a red deck wants to play. It wants to hit hard and fast as quick as possible. Really good alt art. I really wanted that, but she was expensive and no one bought her, so her pre-sale was really expensive. Anyways, yeah, Red Asteroid, even though it sucks now, obviously, because, you know, anything that's above, like, 3K is gonna block them easily, especially double blockers. But, yeah, that's, like, a staple of, like, how, like, a red deck wants to play. It wants to be fast and aggressive and still have a pretty good end game, whereas Asteroid doesn't really necessarily. But, we get Attack on Titan, and that is just really, like, the best red deck. Like, we get Black Clover next month, at the end of next month. Or, actually, sorry, the end of this month of May. Which is good, but comparing it to Attack on Titan, it's like night and day. The Attack on Titan set's so good. And then we have, I believe green is your high gen deck. It really wants a high gen, but high gen decks are weird because we got One Punch Man with the Saitama, and that, I think, should be the prime example of how every green deck wants to be like. They want to be able to easily generate energy without having the high roll. It wants to be a fairly consistent deck, which the green Saitama unironically is. You think for playing a bunch of 7 costs or like 15 costs or whatever, you think it wouldn't be that consistent. It's surprisingly consistent and has a lot of good tools. But yeah. And then I think it has blue, I want to say. I think Attack on Titan has blue as well. That's like the Levi deck basically, which is a really fun deck. I think it's pretty good. Needs more testing for what I think it does, but I haven't done as much testing recently, so I don't remember. But yeah, Attack on Titan will be next after FMA. And then after that, we have a dual release again. It'll be Yu Yu Hakusho and then Hunter x Hunter. Hunter x Hunter is complete dog shit. No one cares. The support's really mid, and the new color is one of the worst one of the worst set of cards I've ever seen in my life. They don't do anything, so yeah, they suck. And then, because it's like, what? It's one of the special for yellow, at least, it's like 12 Nenbeast build, and then it's like Hisoka, Killua, Gon build, I guess, for like the volleyball game. I don't know, I didn't really watch Hunter x Hunter. I just know it's from the volleyball thing or whatever, where the infamous property of Bungie and like Gum or whatever came from, the stupid meme. But yeah, that build sucks ass, and that special is one of the worst, because you need like Kirito. Why is it Kirito? You need Hisoka, Killua, and Gon like on your front line or something to kill. I don't know, it's really dog shit. Who cares? But Yu Yu Hakusho is pretty good. I don't know too much about Yu Yu Hakusho. It's one of those sets I'm going to personally ignore because I've never really seen it, and I don't really care too much about it. But from what I understand in terms of JP meta, it's relatively strong, especially purple, I think. I think it's purple, or it might be green or something, but I don't know. That set's coming out. That's going to be a dual release. And then after that, what was it? Oh, yeah. And then Code Geass Volume 2 releases. I think Code Geass Volume 2 is actually before the Yu Yu Hakusho Hunter. Because Yu Yu Hakusho Hunter is in October. I think the month prior is the Code Geass Volume 2. That set sucks. They don't really add that many new tools to the decks. Granted, they were all strong on release, and it was the first set ever released in Japan, so it makes sense. But new colors, like, okay, but it's not that great. The new support isn't that crazy. The decks are still functionally the same, but yeah, it's not that great of a set, to be honest. So, okay, that's... And then, after all that, in November, the end of November, we get, Nikkei, finally. And I do want to do a video on it. I'm trying to figure out how to go about it. Because Nikkei is really weird. This is like a collab set, right? It's not just an IP. It's a special collab set because it's for like a mobile game. So the way the deck functions is going to be a lot different from other decks. Mechanically speaking, it's like the Pilgrims for purple, like the Dorothy build specifically for like Inherit, which is a squad in the universe of Nikkei. The way the deck functions is that it wants you to have like no cards in hand to do anything or something like that. I don't know. So it's not really that good. Basically, you're vomiting out your hands to give them effects, and even then the effects aren't that good. I think that was the Pilgrim. Again, I have to look at it again. I do want to make a video on this, though. I'm just noting this now. I do want to make a video on it, but I just need to know how to go about doing this. But yeah, they have, like, that. Black Clover introduces it, but they have, like, a face-down mechanic where, like, you put cards face-down underneath. That's for the green build. And then, yellow is, like, the best build, and it's not even close. It's just a straightforward, like, just, like, aggro, good, like, mid-range. You have a lot of strong tools and bodies and stuff like that. But yeah, Nikkei is going to be one of those sets that we'll get in the future, basically, where we'll have sets that, like, have a weird functional mechanic, but they aren't necessarily that strong. It's just there because it's an IP that's popular. Obviously, I'm excited for it, but that's because I really like Nikkei, even though it's so dog shit. My only hope is that Nikkei is really cheap because it's the one set I've seen with everything in Japan that I want to fully max rarity. Like, there's other sets and IPs I like in UA, like, well, Sword Art, actually, unironically, but, stuff like Windbreakers, and then, like, ReZero would be really fun, or, like, Neon Genesis Evangelion will be really cool, but, yeah, Nikkei is one of those sets that, like, I will want to max rarity, but just doing it's going to be really awkward, because, again, as we've seen in terms of the market, which I do want to do a market watch video, I might do it after this if I'm not lazy or whatever, but, it's one of those sets where the waifu carries it, and Nikkei is all waifu, by the way. In the entire set, there's only one volume so far, but in the entire set, I think there's like, I want to say there's like 2 cards, maybe? Let me see. Mustang's not in it, I don't think. So I think they have literally two cards that are dudes, and they're like common bulk. All the SRs are like all chicks, so unfortunately, it is going to be a very expensive set, I imagine. I imagine this set isn't going to be that popular in terms of IPs compared to all these other shows and stuff, but waifus sell, and this does have a lot of waifus. Also, I always bring this up every video because I get pissed at it, and I don't know why the fuck they did this. They sold it so hard because the set has 12 2-stars, and the case ratio is like 1 still per case, so it fucking sucks. And I'm the stupid dumbass who wants a max rarity of this garbage set, but I love Nikkei, I guess, so whatever, I have to do it for them. But, yeah, unfortunately, we don't have any set that comes close to it, even now. In JP, I think the next most set that has, like, 8 2-stars at most, I think it's Shangri-La Frontier, I believe, but I know there's other sets that are doing it, too, that have, like, more than 6 2-stars, which is, like, the average amount. But yeah, Nikkei has 12 of them, so this is gonna be really fun for me, I guess. And it's worse because I'm doing this max rarity on everything, so play sets of all the rarities for a set that's debatably, or like actually not even debatably, it is just outright garbage with only one color being remotely good, and even then it's yellow, and it's not even like a great yellow deck compared to like most other yellow decks. So yeah, that's the price I pay for playing Nikkei and being such a fan of it, I guess. I don't know. Maybe if I do max rarity everything, I'll post a picture, and then I'll shift up, and maybe they'll see it, and then they'll be like, oh, that's really cool, and then they'll give me, like, a cool prize or something for it. I don't know. I don't fucking know. I only know it's gonna be really expensive. But yeah, anyways, back to the box opening. Yeah, pretty good pull so far. I haven't really counted my hits, actually. One of my boxes was a 2-star. One of my boxes was the foil APs. Those are 2 hits for the most part. I still get annoyed by this. Why are boxes like 1 or 2 hits? It's like 5 to 6 SRs, 1 to 2 hits for alt arts, and it's like, dude, this should just be 2. Just do 2 alt arts and then 6 SRs and call it a day. The deck is already cheap as fuck as it is. I guess you have value in the alt arts, but most of the alt arts aren't even worth it. This set has shit tons of waifus, and most of them aren't even that worth it. Like, I think the Yui, the 2-star or whatever, like, no, not the 2-star, the 2-cost, alt art, that one's like $5 or something or some shit. Who cares? Even the other waifus, like this Asuna is not that expensive either, I'm pretty sure. This Asuna, I think she has an altar, I'm pretty sure. She's not worth, I don't know, man. With every time I open these, it's so fun, but at the same time, I come back to reality and go, man, I can't believe I spent money on this. I'm just spending money to lose it. It's even worse, right? It's even worse because, like, I compare this to, like, Yu-Gi-Oh! I'm like, dude, even Yu-Gi-Oh! Is awful. Like, their recent set. I think, oh, yeah, I think I technically said I was going to do a video on the box opening for Alliance Insight, which is the Yu-Gi-Oh!'s newest set. But that set is so dog shit, that's not even worth it. Like, I spend, like, in terms of local stores, it's, like, $70 minimum for, like, the lowest price of a box. And that's so ass cheeks, man. It's like, what the fuck? First of all, nice alt art. But, second of all, yeah, the problem with Yu-Gi-Oh! Is that, like, they rarity bump a lot of stuff. So a lot of stuff that you want to play is gonna be kept behind rarities, but this set's so ass that most of them are actually pretty cheap. It's like 1 card, the Malice March Hare, that's like worth any money because it's like the price of a box basically. But even then, like, the set is still dog anus, so who cares? Yeah, that's why I haven't been opening Yu-Gi-Oh! A lot. I opened some Stampede. Did I do Stampede on camera actually? I don't remember because I forgot to get a case, and it turns out getting a case actually was the right move. It saved me money. But I use that money to buy all this other shit, so it sucks. But I don't know. My finances are really weird, especially with the political landscape right now. It's very awkward, so I need to budget my stuff, even though I'm spending on card games. But again, I do run like a business selling, so it does go towards that, unironically. So yes, because I do sell online a lot and stuff. But yeah, like this is like bulk. I'm not gonna sell bulk because no one's gonna buy this shit. Who cares? Asuna, Lifa, okay. This was $6 from a distro. So, I'm pretty sure I have no more alt arts. It's not, I don't know how it worked. The person I bought this from the store, they said this came from a distro. But I don't know how they did this. Did they just get it from a random boxes, or did they just get it from a case? I'm gonna assume a case. And I just got, lucky with the foil AP and the 2-star sig. Which, by the way, foil APs, can we change that? Like, I think there's a survey recently, and I literally put that in the survey. I feel like I wish people would actually do these surveys more, because your opinion does matter. Dude, the Nikkei one, do you know how hard I went on trying to convince the community to... Dude, I told people who don't even play this game to, hey, can you do the survey really quick and just say, like, no, you want Nikkei in the set? Because we got Nikkei in the set. I didn't think we'd ever get it, and it is here now. The community effort, I think, matters for a game that's, like, that's relatively niche and is not super popular, especially compared to its other Bandai titles, which I like Digimon and One Piece and stuff, which are a lot more popular. But the community effort goes a long way, and I think people really should voice their opinion, because I know a lot of people are the same with me. They don't like that boxes are 5 to 6 SRs and then like 1 to 2 alt arts, and in a case, I believe the 1 to 2 alt arts, it's like half and half. So in a case of 16 boxes, you are pulling 6 what do you call it? You're pulling like 8 boxes of 2 alts and 8 boxes of 1 alts, which is really stupid. Like, why the fuck is it split like that? Who cares? Also, cases like $1,000 too. What the fuck? Like, jeez, I get a case of Yu-Gi-Oh! That's actually unironically worth more value than UA will ever be. That's how awful it is. It is what it is, though. I still like the game, kind of. Playing the game is iffy, though. It's very much a luck. It's a crapshoot of, like, luck. It's like, if you don't get lucky in your life trigger, you just die. If you brick, you die. If you don't see specials, you die, unironically, a lot of the times. I don't know, your opponent gets lucky and they just high roll and get all the 4Ks and you have no specials or whatever to get rid of them. It is what it is. Yeah, I don't know. I wish they just changed that though. I don't like how it's one foil AP a case. I think technically people will argue, well, the set needs to have some value, right? But the problem is these are alternate APs. These are foiled APs. Most of them don't really sell, okay? If they do sell, it's not going to be for a lot. Like the Asuna here, or like the Leafo or the Sinon, they'll be worth a good amount, obviously. But stuff like the Silica, the Peanut, just the Silica, so it's not be that good. Kirito is relatively cheap even. And then you look at past sets too, like, man, a lot of the foil APs are really cheap. Like, I can't remember which one it was. It was a dude from JJK. I won't say Yuji, but it might be someone else. The foil AP is like $5. Oh, no, it's not JJK. It's Demon Slayer. Sena, what the hell's his name? Senagawa, I believe. He's the Wind Hashira. His brother is a foil AP, and that little shit is $5 for the foil AP. Imagine pulling that. And that set's already so bad in value that imagine you pull that foil AP, and that's the most expensive card that you have in your box. That feels like ass. It should be like 3 AP foils, like a case. Sorry, man, but if I pull a foil AP, I'm like, dude, I don't give a shit. I'm going to sell this because I need to make something back. Because I'm like, dude, why would I want to pull a foil AP and be like, oh, I need 2 more, I guess. Who gives a fuck? No one cares enough about the foil APs to really do anything about it. I will only care. People obviously only care about sets that they like. Me, it's going to be Nikkei, obviously. But it just doesn't feel good when you pull a foil AP and you're like, okay, well, the case hit is gone, right? Like, because every case is guaranteed a 2-star and a foil AP. So imagine both getting pulled. Now you're like, oh, that case is dead. You don't buy it. And then the shit just sits on shelves forever. That's the worst part about this game. Is that the value's not inherently there. People know it's 1 to 2 alt charts and then 5 to 6 SRs. And you're like, oh, shit, dude. Like, I'm hoping my box has, like, the 2 hits. But, like, if I know the foil AP and the 2-star has already been claimed, I'm not going to keep opening boxes in the hopes of a 3-star. Because that ratio is, like, 1 out of every 3 to 4 cases. So I'm not going to gamble on more boxes to try and get the 3-star. Because I know that the 2 and the AP are gone. And it happens, but it's very unlikely you pull 2-stars. I've only heard of it happening once with a friend of mine who opened like a case of Kodias, but otherwise it's generally just 1 of each. So I mean, honestly, they should just bump up the APs, the AP foils, and they should honestly bump up the 2-stars too. Because no offense, but like most of these 2-stars don't really move, and they aren't really worth it. Like fuck, I sold an Inosuke 2-star recently. That stupid piece of shit's like $50. That I still didn't get the money on my box back. The box was like this was a while ago, by the way. So the box was like $75. He was $50 I sold it for. And everything else that I pulled in terms of SRs were complete garbage. I didn't even make my money back on that 2-star. That's the worst part of it, is that they have like no real value. Which I guess is nice if you really want to play set. Because in the playset of Inosuke's for like Demon Slayer is like $200 max. But I don't know. Like, I think that it's a weird balance for TCGs because TCGs need to have some value towards it where it will entice people to open up boxes. Because if there's no real values and the only value is like the alt charts, especially specific ones, or it's like a 2-3-star, that's really bad for the health of the game. No one's going to want to open that many boxes of stuff unless it's an IP they like specifically. And then at that point, it's like, well, who gives a shit, right? If it's an IP that I don't care about, I'm not going to buy boxes for it. And so all the other people can open it too, I guess, if they want to, but I don't think it's worth it. Like in like Yu Yu Hakusho, Hunter x Hunter, I'm not going to open that. And then what? Stores have to get like specific amounts of allocation from distros. Like you can't just order one set 2 cases and another set 5 cases. You have to be consistent. Otherwise, the distros will not send you the high amounts that you want for certain sets. So then stores are forced in this position where they basically have to keep ordering like 5 cases or whatever from like each set. And some of those sets just will not sell. Like imagine getting a case. I think distro price, I want to say distro price, if you've been in good standing with a distro, I want to say it's like 800-900 maybe. I could be very wrong for sure. I don't know the exact prices, but I want to hope it's like 800 or 900 because like online prices just for someone like me who does not have like the distro connections necessarily, it costs like $1,000, right? So I would hope to get it for like 60 or like 800 or whatever. But yeah, at those prices, like you have to sell it at like $70 to make some kind of profit. You can sell it at what, maybe 60. Actually, you know what? Let me do calculator really quick. Holy shit, I have cards all over, but I really want to do this calculation really quick. Let me pull up calculator. So 16 boxes. Let's say you sell like $60. You make like 960, but the distro prices, assuming it's $800 minimum, you could make a profit obviously if for $60 a box. But I imagine even distro prices are about like $1,000, honestly, still. Like maybe 900 at the very lowest. I can't imagine distro selling for any lower. For UA specifically, I mean. But I don't know. There needs to be value in this set, and like stores are not really incentivized to buy this if they know that they're just going to lose money on it. Like unironically, getting stuff like Yu-Gi-Oh, which has really bad value in general because of their reprint policy, even that sells better than this because Yu-Gi-Oh is obviously more popular. But this one's just like, you see the secondhand market and you're like, okay, there's not really any value. Who gives a shit? I'm just going to buy my stuff online. But I don't know, that's just my opinion. As someone who does not have distro connections and just looks at the secondhand market, I go, man, I wish these boxes were worth a lot more. Because I also pre-ordered these boxes. So these are just $75 a box. Even that wasn't really worth it, to be honest. But we can look at what we pulled so far. So, oh, my camera's tilted. Holy shit. Oh, my God. I didn't even pay attention. Let me adjust that. There we go. So, pull so far. This is 6 boxes. We have an alt art here. The Yu-Gi-Oh, Asuna, Kirito, Lifa. So we have 6 SRs and 1 alt arts. Then we have another box. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Another 6 box, and then we have 8 alt arts. And then I don't know which ones it was. I'm pretty sure there's 2 hitters too. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So this was an alt arts, and I believe the other 2 over here came with them. So then this one, I pulled this. I only pulled one Sin on though. Lifa, Lisbeth, and then so this is like a 5-6 hitter, and then an alt art, and then like a foil AP or whatever. Because I have a foil AP and the 2-star. Then we have the Sinon, funny. Lifa alt, Yui, Kirito, Yugi, and then Lifa here, so that's a 6, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then alt art. So overall, pretty good for 6 boxes, especially. We did pull the foil AP, not the best one. I pulled a second one actually. I think I have it on me, but funny that we did pull 2 silicas, but that's pretty good. We have another 2-star here, so that's nice. I don't think this silica, unfortunately, she's not going to be worth anything. She'll probably be like $50 max. I mean, she's also something that you might notice here. I don't know if I can get the focus on there. If you look in the bottom here, you can kind of see it. It says rare. So this set starts with the rarities for non-SRs. So we're going to start getting those more as we get more and more sets, obviously. So that's something to be on the lookout for. Because the SRs, the SR alt arts are going to be generally a lot more. This is a 2-star. It is signed, so it's a lot nicer. But it is an R-star. Which means in terms of deck building, you're mostly running like the SRs in your builds. But when it comes to the rares and stuff, you don't necessarily run them. Same with like the uncommons. You're going to see alt arts. You've seen alt arts, I think, already maybe. Of like, actually, no, I think this set is actually still the first one, right? I don't know, I need to remember. But yeah, that's just 2-stars. But we're going to start getting these more. But the problem is that you pull a 2-star of a card that's not played, it doesn't really matter. It is a waifu, yes, but waifu and meta playability do matter, or like even just playability in general, and no one plays this silica. Like, as nice as it looks, no one plays her, so her value is going to drop because of that alone. But yeah, we're going to see a lot more of that, and so it's going to be a little problematic, because then you can pull 2-stars that are just like worth nothing. Like our last set, what was it, One Punch Man, all of them were SRs, like Speedosonic, Saitama, all that stuff. They were SRs, which they're all playable in their own decks, but you'll pull stuff like the silica that's not that playable. But and in terms of the other alt arts, the Sinon you play a 4 of. The Lisbeth, you don't even play this at all, technically. You can play this in Sleeping Nights. No, you play this in AL. No, she's just garbage. You don't play her. Asuna, this is like a 4 for the Yuki deck. Goddess, you play 4 of her. You have to. You play 4 of her too, and then you play 4 of this one. It's a 2-gen. It's a color trigger also. So, I don't know. Overall, pretty good pull so far. Luckily, I don't need most of this stuff. But yeah, that's about it for the box. So, oh, I have box toppers. Shit. I have more packs. Sorry, guys. I've been yapping so much. I just don't even pay attention to time, actually. I really need to just, I don't know, man. There's too many opinions I have. I'm too opinionated on how I feel about this game. I like it, but, like, oh, man, these flaws are so, they're so obvious. And the way TCGs do their games, I fucking hate it when it comes to, like, EN and stuff, man. They're so greedy with how they do the high rarity stuff. It's like, dog, look at the secondhand market. And then look how, go to, like, a card shop. Most card shops still have Union Arena products on their shelves just sitting there. No one wants to buy fucking Bleach Volume 1 or Hunter or whatever. And if they want to buy them, they just buy the cards online. No one gives a shit about buying boxes. It sucks, man. There needs to be more incentive for this game. The local pricing is not that great, and neither are getting boxes. Even at $60, it's still pretty bad. Hey, on the plus side, though, these box shoppers pretty good. 2 Kiritos, 2 Asuna, staple for us for the Aincrad deck. We got Alice, and we got Asuna, so pretty good box hoppers at least. But yeah, that's it. That's all I have. Oh my god. The next time I open boxes, fuck. Let me see. This month, I don't think Yu-Gi-Oh has anything. The end of this month, I'll probably get a few boxes of Black Clover, maybe just to open it. Same with Bleach Volume 2. But otherwise, this is kind of a dry month, which is good for me financially. But that's all I have for box openings. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And I will see you guys next time there's a box opening, which probably won't be for a while. So, yeah.